The sudden decision of the US government to stop scheduling new visa appointments for students and exchange visitors has thrown the $44 billion education industry in the US into a state of anxiety. It's also put into a vulnerable state the future of Indian students who've been accepted to universities in the US for this academic year. The visa uncertainties and constant changing of immigration policies of the Trump administration makes the USA an unpopular destination for further studies, at least for the time being. Should you widen your choice to multiple countries if you're choosing to study abroad? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I am Smita Prakash. Common sense should tell you that if you are an Indian student wanting to study abroad, then in 2025, the USA must not be your only choice. For decades, millions of Indian students have dreamt of a US education. Some have been lucky to have received it. An education that represents a dream nurtured over years of academic effort and financial planning. But now, even if you have the finances and the offer letter, your future hangs in uncertainty. The stress isn't just about a visa, it's about whether your education and career will be derailed by shifting political winds. And a word of unsolicited advice: clean up your social media accounts. The Trump administration believes that traditional background checks aren't enough. They want to scrutinize a person's online behavior to catch ideological extremism, anti-American views, or potential security threats before the student even steps foot in the US. The Trump administration has ordered US embassies around the world to temporarily stop scheduling appointments for students and exchange visitors. Why? In preparation for a sweeping social media vetting process. According to Politico, consulates have been told not to add any visa slots until further guidance is issued. Students from China would be facing more heat after this decision. Secretary Rubio tweeted, US will begin revoking visas of Chinese students, including those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields. Trump versus Harvard. Another battle raging in the academic world in the US is the one between the US president and Harvard University. The administration has also begun cancelling remaining federal contracts with Harvard University, contracts reportedly worth $100 million. Remember, this is coming after the Trump administration had already frozen an estimated $3.2 billion in contracts and grants with Harvard. This happened because Harvard refused to follow Trump's orders like banning face masks, which aimed at pro-Palestinian protesters, suspending students who took part in campus protests, and shutting down diversity and inclusion programs. But why this crackdown? Trump has long accused Harvard and other top universities of pushing what he calls radical left agenda. In his view, these institutions have become breeding grounds for anti-American sentiment and anti-Semitism masked as activism. Recent pro-Palestinian and anti-Israel protests on Ivy League campuses, especially after the Gaza conflict, triggered Trump's fury. He publicly called for the deportation of foreign students who participated in these protests, labeling them radicalized lunatics and troublemakers.
Harvard has to show us their lists. They have foreign students. About 31% of their students are foreign-based, almost 31%. We want to know where those students come. Are they troublemakers? What countries do they come? Many of them won't be. You're going to see some very radical people. They're taking people from areas of the world that are very radicalized, and we don't want them making trouble in our country. But I want to make sure that the foreign students are people that can love our country. We don't want to see shopping centers exploding. We don't want to see the kind of riots that you had. And I'll tell you what, many of those students didn't go anywhere. Many of those students were troublemakers caused by the radical left.
The Department of Homeland Security has gone a step further, revoking Harvard's right to host international students. Harvard has taken the Trump administration to court, calling the move a blatant violation of the First Amendment and saying it would erase a quarter of its student body. For now, a federal judge has paused the administration's actions temporarily. Harvard relies on nearly 7,000 international students from more than 140 countries to come to its campus. This is more than 25% of its total enrollment, according to the 2024-25 data from Harvard. So what's at stake? According to reports, international students contributed $43.8 billion to the US economy last year through tuition, housing, and living expenses. The US hosted a record 1.1 million international students in 2023-24, according to the Institute of International Education. The Open Doors report says that 71% of international students who enrolled in the US between 2023 and 24 were from Asia. India sent over 330,000 students to US universities and colleges. China was in the second position with 277,000 students. The end of the American dream for international students? For now, the nearly 400-year-old university Harvard is fighting back. Academia's take is that this isn't just security screening, it's a cultural and ideological gatekeeping. The Trump administration's line is that it's drawing a line between freedom of expression and national loyalty, using immigration and student visas as legitimate tools to reshape who gets to enter American intellectual spaces, sending a message to elite institutions: you don't set the rules anymore, we do. Indian students, look elsewhere if you don't want to get caught up in this unsavory battle.